Welcome and thank you for joining us on Swamp Stories today. I'm Max Columbus, and at the end of the 23-24 school year, we had to say goodbye to 18 educators. 12 of those educators retired and 6 others moved on to accept a new position where their needs were met better than here. Over our school summer break, 18 positions had to be filled, and now we're sitting with Miss Bethany Elsner Allen, one of the new science teachers. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am doing great. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am from Oklahoma. I moved up to Michigan about 20-some years ago. I went to Eastern over the course of a long time, just taking classes here and there and working 2 to 3 jobs. And so eventually I got my teaching degree, and I worked for a few years at Roseville. I worked for a few years at Canton, and now I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you. What kind of degrees specifically did you get?
So I got my associate's degree from Schoolcraft, and I recommend those community colleges. If that's your thing, do it, because it was a good fit for me at the time. And then I got an integrated science degree, so technically I can teach any of the sciences. But I have the most experience in biology and physics right now.
What are some of your favorite foods? What's your family like? Do you have any pets?
Oh, yes. Okay, so favorite foods, Mediterranean and pizza, specifically tomatoes pizza. You know Tomatoes by Johnny P's?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So anybody who doesn't know it, during the week, if you ever have a day off of school, they have the best lunch buffet for like $12. It's amazing. And then Mediterranean food is just delicious, and garlic, the garlic sauce, and then you just smell all week. And then pets, we have 2 cats. They're brother and sister. We call them literally boy cat, girl cat. That's their names, official names. But they also have nicknames. So the girl cat is Sissy for sister, and boy cat, he put on a lot of weight last winter, so we started calling him Fatty Boombalatti. But this summer he lost a lot of weight, so now I'm not sure what to call him. I just call him Boombalatti most of the time.
Now, do you believe pineapple belongs on pizza?
There's a time and a place. So occasionally, yes. That sweet pineapple balances out well with the salty ham. You got to have it with the ham. But it's not an everyday thing. That's like a once in a while kind of thing.
Every once in a while, it's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just hits the spot right.
I agree.
Do you ever have that feeling in your mouth where it's like tingly after the pineapple?
Yes. Okay, so pineapple has an enzyme in it called bromelain that breaks down your like cell walls on your tongue. So like if you eat too much of it, it's not good.
I just learned that the other day from Human Bio in Stanton's 5th hour.
We were, in the past I've done where you swish like Gatorade in your mouth to get your cheek cells. Yeah. And that's one way to do it is to use pineapple juice as well, or bromelain, because it will break down the cell walls and you can extract the DNA.
And then it just regenerates.
Yeah, our body's amazing.
Yes, I'm taking Human Bio and it's a
the
fun
interesting
class. Epithelia.
Oh, yes. Those cells?
Yeah, or the tissue.
Yeah, okay.
What are some of the different classes you teach, and where can people find you?
Okay, so right now I'm in 506, and I teach mostly freshman bio, and I've got 1 10th grade IPS. I just call it physics. So I guess
integrated physical.
Yeah.
Mix of chem, mix of physics.
Do a little bit of everything, yeah.
What other classes are you licensed to teach?
So technically I can teach all those sciences. I've done a chemistry a while ago. I got a certificate that says I can teach APES, AP Environmental Science. I love earth science and astronomy. I've done a lot with those classes. In the past, I've taught environmental science, which is fun because we get to spend a lot of time outside. I've not done any of the anatomy and like human biology. I don't feel qualified to teach that, but it is fascinating to me. So I'd like to learn more about that.
Miss Stanton and Mr. Smith are both the human bio teachers.
So hit them up.
Yeah.
I know Zanatti does something with HOSA and that kind of thing too.
Med skills.
Okay. And I think she does AP Bio too, but I'm not sure.
She does.
Yeah. So she's in that realm as well.
What is your favorite thing about teaching in West Bloomfield, and how have you been welcomed by everyone?
Right now, I mean, we're about a month in, so everybody's been super nice, super welcoming. And it's been good. It's hard to move, like, because I was at my previous school for 4 years. So it's been a hard transition for me, getting to like start over and get to know everybody and start from scratch, kind of. But everybody's been super nice. And I think the greatest thing is honestly the commute, because I live near Tomatoes. And so that 5 minute, up to 10 minutes maybe commute is wonderful. And just being able to come back after school too and go to the games and the concerts.
What are some of the pros that made you come to West Bloomfield High School?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is the commute, and my kid goes to Doherty. So this is where we live. And so to be able to teach where I live and be a part of that community was really important to me. And so, and I was looking for some place that I could retire from. So I hope it's a good fit. I mean, so far it's been wonderful, and that I'm able to stick around for, 20 plus years and teach my daughter maybe one of these days.
What's your favorite thing about being a teacher?
Ooh, I love my students. Bugging them and getting to know them and being nosy and jumping in their conversations when they don't think I can hear them is always kind of funny. It's all about them.
What is your cell phone policy?
Oh, good night.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a controversial topic.
I don't know what to do. I don't understand. Because yesterday there was a girl like, my mom's on the phone. I got to step into the hallway. Like, why is your mom calling you? She knows you're supposed to be in school. I just don't understand. So right now, like the first couple of weeks, it was like pretty laid back. Like, just put it away. We're in the middle of something right now. And that doesn't work because we're all addicted to our phones, let's be honest. Especially with my freshmen, this is their first time at the high school. And so they're getting used to all the constrictures as well, I guess. So now I've got the pockets, and I tell them at the beginning of class, put it away. And if I see it, it goes in the pocket. And so far, I just started that this week, and it's been going okay. Most people seem to understand why we shouldn't be on our cell phones in the middle of class. Other people question it, like, what does it matter if I'm on my cell phone or have my headphones and I can still hear you? So there's definitely, maybe it's a generational thing between me, not having cell phones in school really until my junior, senior year, and people who've grown up with cell phones, and now we're like butting heads thinking, oh, well, for my freshmen, it's a tool that they can use. But for me, it's a distraction that's distracting them from where we need to be headed.
I think it's the way it's used, because there are some that can do it. So I wouldn't say it's all bad.
No, I agree.
Because technology can be both useful and hurtful.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, so trying to find that balance in class. So right now, I just told them we need to keep it away, maybe just make some fresh boundaries, and then eventually throughout the year, we can start being, I don't want to say lenient, but start using them a little more in class as a tool rather than, because right now it's mostly just Snapchat and communicating with each other across the room. Like, you guys don't need to be texting each other right now.
One of the things I can't do, I can go on Instagram for like 5 minutes. I get so bored.
Really? Oh man, I find myself, I think they call it doom scrolling, right?
It is.
Just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, I cannot get myself to do that.
Good.
Like, I've tried for like 5 minutes, and I just like, I'll go on, I'll see a few stories, and I'll be like, oh no, time to get off, I'm bored.
On mine is a lot of parenting. Like, I follow a lot of parenting things and teacher things. And so I'll say, oh, that's an interesting idea, and like go look it up, and then go back to Instagram, and then, oh, that's interesting. And then, so I do find myself, an hour later, like looking at the clock and be like, oh no, I need to go to bed. Like, put this phone away.
Yeah, I've found other things that are beneficial.
Yeah. Phone is just mindless. And so sometimes after a long day, it's kind of nice to just check out.
Yes. Immerse yourself into some knowledge, some research, or just go to bed. Talk about goal setting. You did an activity of goal setting earlier in the school year.
Yeah.
And how do you feel like that's going? What was the purpose of that?
So I have a warm-up question every day when they come in. And the question was, what's your goal for this class? Why are you here? I know you have to be here, and you also have to have this class to graduate. So are you wanting to just simply pass this class? Or are you wanting that A And just to get a feel for what they want, and then for them to think about, okay, well, what am I going to have to do to make sure that happens? And if you're just here to pass, it's not much you have to do, to be honest. But if you want that A, I'm working with you, and we're going to get that A, and we're going to at least attempt it together. And so I need to revisit that to see where they're at right now, because it's been a couple of weeks since we did that. So see if they're happy with where their classes are at, where they're at in their classes, and then if they're not satisfied, what they can do to talk to their teacher or to kind of change or make some better habits to make sure that their grade is where they want it to be.
And I think that's important too, knowing that, okay, it might be me doing the work, but knowing that there's someone there that's like, oh, I want to help. I want to get you to where you want to be. You just have to work with me is an important thing.
But if you're not a participating partner, then I'm not doing all the work for you.
Right. And that's the other thing I feel like too. When people go to school, they feel like, oh, these people are just these people. And it's like, if you want something, you should know who they are, get to know them, and then your experience is completely different than is if you don't talk to anyone.
Yeah. No, and then kindness goes a long way. So especially with teachers, if you're nice to them, they're going to go above and beyond for you. So, and I think that's with anybody, that kindness really goes a long way, and people are going to be more willing to help you out when you are nice.
I agree with that. We want to thank you for joining us. Welcome to the district, and we'll be hearing from you soon.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.